People who cheated while in a relationship and didn't get caught. Did you stop? Why or why not? Hi guys, please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I was simply dating a girl I didn't like and was too much of a coward to break it off. I found someone else and started cheating. They didn't know about the existence of each other, but after some time guilt made me stop seeing both of them. I went away for the summer to work at a summer stock theater. My girlfriend at the time and I had been dating on and off for about a year. Things started off well, we talked and texted every day. After a while talking every day turned to once or twice a week. About the last month into my contract this girl that had been hitting on me all summer made a move and I just went with it. It was very no strings attached. She didn't know I had a girlfriend and I never told anybody, because nobody ever asked. After my contract was up and I went home, my girlfriend was waiting on me and she was so happy to see me that she was in tears. It destroyed me. I was happy to see her too, but knowing what I did just crushed me. I never once felt bad about it until that moment. I immediately told her. I felt so guilty and knew I had to tell her. Her happy tears turned to sad and angry ones. She yelled and cried and yelled more. I ended the relationship, because I thought she deserved someone better than me. We still keep in touch and are friends, but I always wonder what would have happened had I not cheated. She's forgiven me, but I haven't forgiven myself. This was several years ago and I still feel like a piece of poop. What a weird post. People come to offer their experiences and end up getting heavily judged and talked at. Cheating is the second worst thing imaginable on Reddit, after people who don't use their indicators. Yeah, after it happened I realized I didn't love myself, so I broke it off. The guilt of cheating made me realize I wasn't the best boyfriend, so I spent a year working on myself and waiting until I found the right girl. I eventually did, and in a month it'll be our 3-year anniversary, so, hey. I guess things do work out sometimes. I didn't love him anymore. It had been a year since we last had romance or even kissed. It was an unhealthy relationship to say the least. I went out one night and got too silly and hooked up with someone. That's how I realized I didn't love them, because I didn't even feel guilty after. It was such a relief to experience human contact again. I ended things shortly after. He doesn't know, telling him what I did would have made a bad breakup even worse. I am a human trash can. Throwaway. My current wife and I were madly, deeply in love with one another, but we were both married to other people. When we found out how we both felt about one another, we immediately started dating, including sleeping with one another. This carried on for a year and a half, until we left our spouses for each other. We both feel absolutely terrible about being unfaithful to our spouses, but are insatiably in love with one another. We had both just married, young, and with the wrong people. Our lives now are a night and day difference from what they once were. I'm simultaneously guilt-ridden for what I put my last wife through and eternally grateful that I met my current wife. It has been 3 years now since we've gone public with our relationship, and I've never been a happier person. Didn't get caught. Was having second thoughts about my GF anyway, and I made out with another girl while silly at a bar. Broke up with my GF like a week later for a few other reasons. Never told her as it would just make her question herself. Better for her happiness that she never found out. Still bothers me that I did that, and won't ever do it again. I was in an emotionally harmful relationship. There were screaming fights, several late nights, isolation, many thoughts of self-deletion. I wanted to get out so badly, but I was so broken and had been in the situation long enough deleting myself felt like the better idea. Like if I couldn't make him happy, then I didn't deserve to live. And then I started cheating. Dating apps became my best friend. Hookups, no friendships, no relationships, just nights where I didn't have to feel like I was useless. I slept with a lot of people, because if I could bring pleasure to them and make them happy, then my life meant something. When I managed to get free, because I left university and went home for Christmas several hours away, that was when I got free. I don't regret cheating on him. At all. You don't deserve to keep someone faithful to you if you can't even treat them like they're human. For a while, I did beat myself up, but not anymore. I did what I had to do to get through a bad situation. And I'm happy now. With someone better. In an open relationship. My husband and I got together when I was very young, and quickly had a couple kids. Now, 15 years later, I realize I no longer love him. Anytime I have ever brought up an issue in our relationship, he's either become defensive, or mopey and makes me feel sorry for him. He's done things that were bordering on romantic harm, romance with me while I was asleep, long after I'd told him to stop because it made me feel horrible, and I really feel like his lack of respect just can never make him desirable. again. However, we simply just can't afford to split up. I gently brought up having an open marriage a couple years ago, but he freaked out about that. I've expressed my feelings about no longer being attracted to him, and he's put in effort for a short time, then reverted back to normal. So, I realize the only way I'm going to be even remotely happy and emotionally/romantically fulfilled for the next 10 years or more, is to try to find someone else. When I was younger I had a few silly one-nighters outside of my relationships. Never kept anything going, or even answered the other girls' attempts to contact me afterwards. I felt like it would be even worse if I kept talking to them and lead them or my GFS on. I didn't intend to hurt anyone with my actions, and wanted to minimize any damage I did. Alcohol was a witch. Yes, it was me, and not the alcohol. I knew what could possibly happen if I drank too much. Side rant warning, my girlfriend, on the other hand, likes to have relationships with other guys behind my back, and I guess thinks she's very clever and I will never find out. It hurts me to find out things, but she cries, crocodile tears mind you, like she's the victim whenever I bring it up, so I just drop it. And that's pretty much been our relationship for the past year or so, her pretending to be with me, but caring enough about other dude to sneak out with him as often as possible. I feel like I'm standing in the way of their happiness. Really looks a lot shittier when I type that out, don't know why I've been so laid back about it. Our relationship had been failing for the better part of a year, and in no small part thanks to an unsatisfactory romance life. We would normally go about 2 weeks in between having romance, and he refused to go down on me, ever. I brought it up and it turned into a massive fight and never improved. Shortly after, I went to see my family in my home state for the holidays and ran into a former flame in a group setting. There was a lot of alcohol involved and we hooked up after leaving the bars. My so and I broke up almost immediately after coming back from the holidays. He doesn't know that I cheated, but he agreed that we both knew for a while that the relationship was dead. Honestly, if he had cheated in that same time frame, I wouldn't really blame him. Neither of us were very happy and were both staying in it out of convenience. Cheated numerous times on a woman who I had no idea why I was with. I was sleeping around with 4 or 5 other women during our 6-month exclusive relationship. I ended up getting herpes, and breaking up with her to date the woman who gave me herpes. I was dating a girl who was playing games with me and making me feel poopy, and before we put a label on the relationship but were definitely seeing each other, I met up with someone and we ended up hooking up. We kept it up for a while, and I eventually started hooking up with the original girl too. Eventually, my conscience got the best of me, which it should have before the whole thing started, and I admitted it to the first girl. She was mad, we broke up, but she still wanted me around and eventually wanted me back. After all was said and done, I stopped seeing both of them. Neither would have known without me admitting it to one or the other. They lived in different cities, one was not on social media whatsoever and both were busy enough that when they had time to see me, they saw me and didn't think much of it. I get bored easy and disengage when I do. I like new things, new people. I get attached fast and it goes one of 2 ways, they also get attached and I cool off pretty quick, or they don't attach and I get twisted up over wanting what I can have. This happened with people outside my relationships regularly, showed no signs of stopping, tried a partner in an open relationship and it didn't work, so basically, I didn't and won't stop. So I've grown up some recognize that and avoid relationships now in favor of an intense 2 to 3 week connection every so often. I had a bit of overlap between my relationships. I'm not proud of it. Things were toward the end of the first and I started seeing the second. There was about a month of overlap. However, the second guy is now my husband, so I can't say I regret it. After about a year of not dating anyone, I started dating a slightly younger girl, and it was nice and simple. She was nice enough, and she loved my band, but then I met the girl of my dreams at a party. After a bit of awkward courting, we went back to her place and she gave me her number. I had to break it off with the younger girl and neither of them knew I cheated until I told them after I defeated my girl's 7 evil exes. Yes. The guilt was too much. Also, I may not have gotten caught, but I certainly snitched on myself almost immediately after it happened.